Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to episode 2 of the 4th series of Darkest Nights. Now, Darkest Night total, I think this is 1, 2, or 3 maybe for 2nd edition, I'm not sure. Actually, we've done more. This is the 4th one in, I think, 2nd edition. Anyway, I do a lot of this game. This is a neat game. And we're going to continue on, but first off, I need to make some corrections. Or actually, a correction. I already corrected part of it, and that was that the Necromancer... I forgot about the gate. The gate blight here, the Necromancer automatically teleports to the location of a hero he detects. That was the wizard. So I did adjust the wizard's secrecy, but I didn't do one other thing. So we're going to fix that now. So the zombies would not have dropped in the swamp. They would have dropped up in the castle, which means that the wizard would have had to deal with the zombies, which could affect his invisibility. So here they are. This is these guys. Now, he didn't attack them to destroy them, so he has to defend or elude them. And if he fails, he will get that. So he's going to elude them with his invisibility, of course, because he is invisible. But remember, they're there. So what does invisibility do for our wizard friend? Well, it's active. It's a tactic. It's active until it's deactivated. We get +2 dice when eluding. That means we have 3 dice. Deactivate and exhaust if you fail a combat or use another tactic. Well, we're not going to do that. We're going to use this tactic. So we're going to get 3 dice to elude him. We need a 3, and then it just means there's no effect. So we're going to take care of that right now. We got a 5 and a 6 and a 1. So yes, there is 0 effect to the wizard from the zombies. Now we're all caught up, and we can get back around to our turns. I already took the Necromancer's turn. He did pop over to the village where the knight was. So, or is rather. So when we take the knight's turn, he's going to lose some secrecy for being in the space with the Necromancer, but I think he might stay and try and take out the other gate now, because there's now 2, or he might take out confusion because it comes with no tactics. Now, unfortunately, her fighting ability is a tactic. But she does but we gave her the Oath of Purging from the prince, or the, sorry, yeah, I'm sorry, she activated the Oath of Purging. So, since it's activated, she gets +2 dice when attacking a blight. So we're still going to get 3 dice. That means we can probably take out one of these blights. And we're going to do that. But that would deactivate it and gain her grace. Not that she's lacking in grace right now. But let's start our turn. I think we'll start, since we're talking about the knight, let's start with the knight. Okay, so the knight is here in the village with the Necromancer. Now, if you look at the turn order, turn information for the turn for the hero, start of turn, lose 1 secrecy if the Necromancer is present. So he, or she rather, I think it's a she, the female knight, yep, she's going to lose a secrecy and go down to 5, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world, but if we do destroy a blight, we also lose a secrecy because the Necromancer is alerted to our power. But we are going to destroy a blight, and I think we're going to destroy that gate first. I want to get those gates off the board. We cannot do anything right now about the voids, which is a problem. It means the wizard who's up in the castle is probably going to try and take care of them zombies too, but we'll see. Anyway, let's do one thing at a time. Right now we're on with the knight. Going to use his Oath of Purging, which is going to give him, or her rather, 3 dice to attack that blight. Here's the thing. This is why there's a difference in plus dice and dice. See, if I was able to use this tactic in conjunction, we'd be rolling 5 dice right now, but we're not. We're rolling 3 because everybody gets a base 1, and the Oath of Purging gives her a +2. Now, we need to destroy this. We need to roll a 5. If we fail to roll a 5 or better, then the darkness track goes up by 1. We don't want that. It's already at 2, and we don't have any clues yet. So hopefully we destroy it. Oh, we did. We got a 6. Man, that was a close call. By the way, I don't know if you can see these dice clearly or not, but that is a 6. So we destroy this blight. That means it's going to go back into the tray there, and we are going to lose another secrecy, and this deactivates. Now it says destroy a blight. We fulfilled it. So we're going to have to use an action to bring it up again. We would have gotten a grace, but we're full right now. We're not hurt. So that just goes back there. So we can reactivate the Oath of Purging as an action. Great turn for the knight. Now, she's ending her turn with the Necromancer in space, but that's not going to matter because she doesn't have a secrecy of 0. Now, we didn't move and we weren't in a monastery, so we're not getting any additional secrecy. So that's where we're at. And that is going to end the knight's turn. So going up to the mountains, we do have a really cool thing that we can do. it says we have this ability call. It's actually really powerful in conjunction with other blessings. Like we have our blessing of stamina, which is when you decrease in life, you gain a spark or grace rather. But we can use that. We're not going to use that now. I just want to point it out how cool that is. It works in conjunction with these other things. So as an action, it gain a spark, but you also get to choose one hero at any location to gain a spark, and optionally activate one of your blessings on that hero. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, there's no point really in doing that right now. Everybody's healthy and fine, and I don't want to make that his action. I might do a search there and see what we come up with. Now, we don't have any particular search ability, but he's there by himself. He's got nothing holding him back. There's nothing stopping him from searching, and we can maybe get some clues there. So I'd like to do that. So let's do that with the priest. The priest is going to search. Okay, now this will be the second time we've succeeded at it. If we 5, wow, good roll. Okay, so we search. We're going to draw a map card. What do we get in the mountains? We're going to get a book. I don't remember. I got to remember what all that does. That is a mystery. That is fantastic because that's what we need to gain our stuff. And you know what I like about this edition is that the mysteries are integrated now. Before you had to, it was a icon that you said you had to convert it into clues and stuff like that. It's not as good. So we're going to get to draw a mystery card. If playing without mysteries, gain a key. But we are playing with mysteries. Let me get those cards out. Now the one thing about the mysteries is that they don't necessarily, I've shuffled this already, but I'm doing it some more. They don't necessarily, let me back up just a little bit, go into the space you're at. So even though we might draw a mystery, it could end up someplace else. What do we get? We get the coded journal. You can see there's some cool artwork there, and it's in a book. Now what this means is that we automatically gain, just for drawing this mystery, we're going to gain these 3 clues. So let's look at that. Okay, so again, now I'll read this. The enciphered manuscripts seem to contain limitless knowledge, but decoding them is a slow and laborious process. So this is going to go to a random location. We'll roll that, and in the permanent action there is you can hide, and for every time you hide, you gain +1 clue. That's pretty cool, but we are going to gain 3, so that is now on the board with our clues. Clues are currently ahead of the darkness track. That's always a good thing. Now let's roll a die and see where this ends up. It ends up on a 4. Now if we look at the central board, we're going to go to the 4 location, which is which? 4 is heading out. 4 is going to be up at the castle. So there is a coded journal up at the castle, way over there with the wizard. And that's why I like this bigger board now, because now you have spaces for things like that to place them in there, because you end up placing quests and stuff like that. But we have this permanent ability to go there and hide to gain clues. That means if I hide every turn, in 7 more turns, I will be able to get the artifact. I don't know if we're going to do that, because we got a lot of things we got to do. But oh, you know what I did, guys? Oh my gosh. I totally forgot to draw events. This is one of the things that I always forget. Okay, backtrack. We're going to go to the knight. We got to draw his event. Okay, there's a horde. Secrecy at the time was actually 1 better, so 5. So it's a small horde. We'll use. We cannot use tactics there. No, we can. Yeah, we cannot use tactics. So we're just going to get 1 dice to elude the small horde. And worst case scenario is we take a little damage. We rolled a 6, so we take nothing. We're fine. It says the recent bloodshed has swollen the ranks of the dead with lesser spawn. Okay, we're mostly caught up. I just need to do now the priest's one and see what he gets. Dead servant compared to secrecy again. That one was compared to secrecy again. So that is a 6, 5+. And if we fail, we'll lose a secrecy. We cannot defend. We can only elude against the dead servant who is stalking us. It says the rotten smell informs you that this one, like most of the necromancer's minions, has been dead for some time. Okay, so we do have a tactic that we can use there. There's nothing stopping us. It says elude. With 4 dice, lose 1 secrecy. If you succeed, that's not really useful to us right now because we'll lose the secrecy anyway. So we might as well just take a die roll. I'm not going to use that ability. I'm just going to roll and see if we can get that 5 or better. We didn't, so we're going to drop down to 5 secrecy there. And we're still okay. Now we're caught up, guys. Sorry about that. All right, gotta remember, to do the events. So the reason, and we talked about this, the reason that happens, the reason you forget, is because you start in the monastery that first turn, you don't draw event cards, and you just tend to forget them. So I'm going to make sure that I walk through that process, draw event card, draw event card. Got to keep them in my head. Anyway, that is going to end the priest's turn. So we still have the prince. He is down the forest. Now, he's doing something simple, but first, we're going to draw his event card. What do we get? A ruined golem. Uh-oh. It's a 5 to elude, 5 to defend, 5 to elude. You may not use powers other than tactics. Well, good. He doesn't really do much with powers. Well, he does, but... Okay, so he's better off because he can't use the bonus because it's not a tactic. So he's going to use his fight dice. So he needs a 5 or better. His fight gives him 2 dice. He's using strategy. So he's trying to outmaneuver and out-strategize this ruined golem. Here's what he rolls. He rolls a 1 and a 3, so he failed, which means he is down a grace. That is not good, Prince, but we have ways to get grace back. I'm not horribly concerned about that. But then what he's going to do is move. So he's going to move there. Now, he is not down on secrecy, but you can always go up to 5, if I remember correctly. I'm going to double-check that. When you move, I think that the maximum you can get from secrecy from moving is 5. Let's just take a look at this. Moving. Hide, travel. Yes, yeah, right here. Move, gain 1 secrecy up to 5. So he's going to go up to 4 from his starting 3. The prince is very well known, so it's hard for him to hide, but moving around is helping him. And the reason I moved him there is he's going after this gate here to try and close it down, so that the necromancer won't teleport. That's not a good thing. Anyway, that is his turn, so the prince is done. You know, I'm flipping these the wrong way. They're supposed to be on the sunny side up. Flip those back. And so last but not least, we have the wizard who's up there in the top. Let's draw his event card. Good old wizard man. Let's see what he gets. Black banner. Count the number of blights. Your location are 2. Oh, it's a lich. Uh-oh, this is bad. It says, the emblem bores through your eyes and sinks into the pit of your stomach. This is the emblem of the black banner. And we have a lich there. It's a 5/5. Let's see. Well, I think, obviously, we're going to use his... Since it doesn't matter, and I don't want to exhaust his lightning, I want to use it on the zombies. We're going to use his invisibility, and hopefully we succeed. We get +2 dice. So that's going to give us 3 total dice. We have to roll 5 or better to elude the lich that's roaming around the castle. A 5, a 1, and a 2, so we succeeded. Okay, so we eluded the black banner. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. And next up, he's going to take on... Now, we could stay there and get a clue, but I want to get... Remember, this counts as 2 blights, so the void does. So this means that there's effectively 3 blights there. So we want to take this out. I need a 5 or better to get him. So the wizard is going to fight him, and he's going to use his lightning strike ability. It says fight with 3 dice, exhaust if you succeed. Now, this is going to deactivate our invisibility, though, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we're gonna take 3 dice and we're gonna try and zap him and get rid of the zombies. Okay, let's see. Come on, wizard. 1, 4, and a 6. So we did succeed at that. We killed the zombies. Now that means that the wizard's secrecy goes down. He's down to a 3 now, so he's going to be very visible to the necromancer. But the zombies are gone. And that means that's it. Now, because he did that, this is unfortunately exhausted because we succeeded. So if you look at the card, it says, fight with 3 dice, exhaust if you succeed. So this is exhausted. More importantly for us is this +2 dice when looting, deactivate and exhaust if you fail a combat, or use another tactic. The lightning bolt is another, or lightning strike is another tactic. So I'm going to flip this over to the inactive side, and that means we need to reactivate his invisibility. After he defeated the lich and the skeletons, he was okay. But that is going to be the end of his turn. It's going to be the end of all of our turns, right? So that's all of our heroes done. I already have his token flipped over. So we're going to take the necromancer's turn next. I'm going to flip all these guys over so I remember. Now, I got to remember that he has a spark. He could add a die to roll, but we didn't need to. We really didn't. So let's go on to the necromancer's turn. Just a quick review of the necromancer's turn. We are going to increase the darkness, +1 for each desecration. We don't have any of those, so we're just increasing the darkness 1. And we don't have any quests, so then we're just going to move him and see what happens. Now I got to remember the gate. So here be the darkness track. It moves up 1, and then we're going to move the necromancer. Well, I'm going to take this die that rolled a 1 and hopefully roll another 1. I'm just going a random direction. 2, which I think means, yeah, I think the lowest secrecy we have right now is the wizard and the prince are both at 3. So the necromancer didn't see them. However, he moves up to where the priest is, and he's going to drop a blight there. So he doesn't teleport because he didn't see anybody. So he's just moved over to there. Let me just focus a little more on that. And then we're going to draw a map card and see what happens in the mountains. We get specters up in the mountains. So the priest next turn will have to deal with some specters. Let me find those. And I got them in my nice trays in alphabetical order. It makes it so easy. Here are the specters. Again, there are 4 to fight, a 5 to elude. So they're a little harder to elude. They only need a 4 to defeat. And in any case, if you fail, you take a life. You lose a life. All right, that is the end of the necromancer's turn. Just want to double check and make sure we don't have anything else. We don't. That is the end of that. Okay, and the necromancer, by the way, needs a 7 to defeat and a 6 to elude. So I like those voids. We need to get some kind of way to get above a 6 to destroy them. None of our characters currently have that. So those voids are probably going to stay out. Because once we do get a relic, I'm going to use it to fight the necromancer, not destroy blights. Anyway, that is going to end this round. So let's get on to the next round of the game. I flipped everybody's tokens over. We're ready to start the next turn. Everybody's in a good place. Just got to remember to draw my event cards. So let's move on. Everybody's doing really well right now. We're having a good start. We just got to get enough clues to go after the necromancer. You know, if we can get 3 of the relics, we can do the ritual at the monastery and not have to fight him. That's cooler, a little harder to do. But with that mystery, we can accumulate clues pretty quickly by hiding. And the wizard probably is going to hide this turn because he wants to refresh his powers. So if you look at hiding in this next turn, if you look at what hiding does, it will allow him to do that. So if you look at hide here, just to show you, refresh powers gain secrecy up to 5. So, or you gain 1 secrecy up to 5. So he's not going to gain it all the way up. But he will be able to refresh his lightning strike and his teleport, which are important to him. But because he's in that space, he will also gain a clue. That would put us at 4 of the 10 necessary to get our first relic. So let's start our next turn. Since we've been talking about the wizard again, let's start with him. We're going to draw his event card and see what he gets. He gets Metamorphosis. Randomly select one of your powers, then spend 1 grace or place the selected power at the bottom of its deck and draw a card from the same deck. You know what? I mean, I could turn in this Rune of Misdirection, which is cool, and see if we can get another better power instead of... I don't want to burn a grace from him, that's for sure. So let's do that. We're going to do that, and it says in here, you suddenly feel as if all the fates have split ink over the story of your life. What has changed? Interesting. So we're going to take this card, we're going to put it at the bottom of the wizard's deck and draw the top card. Rune of Interference. Deactivate all runes and activate. Roll 1 die when a blight is created. If you roll a 6, destroy it. Wow. Wow, that's not bad. I think I want to activate that, but not this turn. Anyway, so this turn, though, because it's an action to activate that. This turn, he is going to hide. So what does that mean? It goes into hiding, and that means that his lightning, he refreshes, he re-engages with his spells, he refreshes his teleport and his lightning strike. Does not do that because that requires that he activate it. To activate, he has to take... Oh, it says it's a tactic. Oh, it's exhausted. So yes, it is now active again. Boom. Okay. All right. It says deactivate and exhaust if you fail. So if it's exhausted, it becomes and activates again. All right. So we're okay there. Then he gains a secrecy, so he's back up to 4, and he spent that time in hiding reviewing the coded journal, which means we go up to 4 on the clue track there. Good job, Senior Wizard, and he's a little harder to find by the Necromancer at this point. There's only one blight there, so he's not in the worst shape. And that is going to end his turn. Okay, next up I think we'll go with the Prince, because the Prince has an important action this turn. That's getting rid of the gate, hopefully. So let's see what his event is. Betrayal, lose 1 secrecy. Okay, that's bad. That puts him down to a 3 again. He was at 4. It says only 3 other people knew about the rendezvous. When you arrive, it's swarming with the dead. So we had to escape the dead, and it cost us. They saw the prince running around. Everybody knows who the prince is, so that's pretty tough for him, right? Anyway, he is in this space now with the gate, and we are going to attempt to destroy it. That means his secrecy is going to go down to 2. But he does fight with 2 dice. So we're going to fight that blight with 2 dice. We need a 5 or better. Come on, Prince, get it done. A 3 and a 1 is a fail. So he actually did not succeed in destroying that blight, which means the darkness track goes up 1 because that's the result of doing that. And since he didn't destroy the blight, he is okay. Nothing else really happens. That's the end of his turn, unfortunately. Boosh, that's going to be it. I just flipped over his marker, and we're going to go on to, I guess we'll go on to the knight. Senior Knight is in the village. She's doing pretty good, or Senorita Knight, rather. What she's going to do, the search difficulty in the village is a 3. So I think what we're going to do with the knight is search in the village and see if we can find something worthwhile there. There's a couple things that are good there. We could gain a mystery, which would give us more clues. Let's do that. Since she's all alone, she could take, well, do we want to completely wipe out that confusion? Because that would be helpful. Because you can't use tactics there. That's bad. And we did deactivate our Oath of Purging. Maybe we should reactivate that. Regardless of that, we got to draw her event card. So let's see what she gets. Alter, roll 1 die and take the highest. So one of the things people talk about is the wording on some of these cards. And I see why it's worded that way, but it could just be roll 1 die and do what it says, right? So a 4 or 6, 1 to 3, we're going to take the highest of whatever we roll, right? So let's roll. We rolled a 3. So defiled altar, spend 1 grace or increase the darkness track by 1. This is the knight. The knight has 5 grace right now, so we'll take the grace hit instead. It says, now this could have been a good thing, a pure altar, and gain 1 instead. It says remnant of forgotten time, delicate carvings worn down by age and neglect. It's an altar. So it wasn't a good altar though. Okay, now I think that we are going to, instead of our action, is going to be to activate our Oath of Purging again. So we'll put that right there. That means that next turn I can probably take out that blight much faster. Though, you know, I'm so tempted because I might get another power that's more useful. Man, guys, I'm really thinking about searching. Let me think. I'm going to take a chance and search. We need stuff to defeat the Necromancer, and we need more mysteries and stuff. So a 6. So we succeeded at that. We rolled a 6. And that means we get to draw on a map card in the village and see what we get. Village, yeah, we're going to get a mystery, which is a good thing. That means we're going to get more clues. So let me get the mystery deck out. It's way the heck over here. Oh my gosh. I got my old body reaching out for it. Okay. Give it a quick cut. See what mystery we get. We get, oh, this is a big one. The Trinity. Looks like some kind of crazy manuscript. Tales of the Powerful Sage's manuscript that was divided into 3 pieces. There is no telling what secrets you might discover if you can reassemble them. We're going to only gain 1 clue from this. It's going to a random location, so let's see where it goes. It's going to 5. Now it's going into the swamps, so the Trinity's in the swamps. It says plus 2 clues. Place a key token on this card and then re-randomize this card's location. When you place the 3rd token on this card, get 3 clues and discard it. So we're going to be placing key tokens on there when we go there, but now we have a new mystery. That is worth it because that really does mean that's how we win the game. So that's the knight. He is done. We solved his altar event, and then we found the Trinity, which is in the swamp. Now we're going to the priest. The priest is by himself. He starts his turn in the location with the Necromancer, so that means his secrecy goes down from 5 to 4, and he's way up there on the top. Now what do we do with him? I was going to have him attack the blight there, but he really doesn't have any specific or better way to do that. It's just 1 die against the blight. The blight requires a 4, and if he fails, so he could move out of there. That would be good. He's okay. So my choices are attack that blight or move. He's either going to move out or he's going to attack the blight. If he does move out, that'll gain him a secrecy, but that's all he's going to get out of it. First, let's draw his event card, see what happens there. It could sway what we do. Test of Faith. Compared to secrecy, his is a 4. 3 to 4. Lose 1 grace and gain a spark. Okay, so that means his grace is now at a 4 out of 5, and we're going to gain another spark, a spark for him, which allows him to roll a die. See, this actually does affect what we're going to do. because I'm gonna burn that spark and get 2 dice against that blight that's there. Now the blight that's there I'm talking about are these specters, because remember the void is there also, and it counts as 2 blights, so that's 3. We don't want it to be 4. So, but his secrecy, if he destroys his secrecy, would go down to a 3. There are people that are lower. It'll really depend, but if he rolls, if the necromancer rolls right, he'll stay there anyway and drop another blight. I don't even know if it's worth it. If we move, we can come back. I think we're going to do that. We're going to get out of there. I think what we're going to do is move the priest to the castle. Why? Because he can search there for more powers. His powers are really good. But what that does for him then is put his secrecy back up to 5. So he's doing pretty well there. That is going to actually end his turn. It's actually going to end all the players' turns. So we're back around the necromancer. Once again, with the necromancer, we don't have a lot going on with quests and things like that. So this is just going to go up 1, and then we're going to move him. The gate's still active because the prince failed to destroy it. So let's roll and see what we get. We get a 5. So he's found just about everybody. So technically, let's take a look at that. With the gate, I want to look at the gate because I think it means he's going to teleport right away to somebody else. The necromancer adds 1 to his movement roll, so it's a 6 effectively for purposes of movement, but I'm not worried about that. If he detects any heroes, he teleports to the location of a randomly detected hero, even if he detects a hero in his current location. So that's kind of a good thing. There are no current heroes in his location, but he detected. You need to roll. He rolled a 5, so the only one he didn't detect is the priest. That means that I'm going to roll d6, 1, 2 for the prince, 3, 4 for the knight, 5, 6 for the wizard. Okay. I rolled a 5, so he goes to the wizard and the priest. That kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping he'd go to the knight, but he doesn't. He pops over to here, and he's going to drop a blight there. So let's see what we drop there. A castle. We're going to drop crows, and so we'll put crows in that space. Now crows are interesting. They're basically spies for the necromancer. If we stay there, if we stay there and fail to deal with the crows on our next turn, we'll lose 2 secrecy. They can only be eluded, but we can destroy them for 5. If we fail, we lose secrecy as well. And there's now 2 blights there again, and the necromancer. So it's going to be a bad place for secrecy. We got to get the necromancer out of the area. That's going to be the end of the second turn, guys. That's going to be the end of this episode. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and don't forget that I have a brand new copy of this game in Shrink that will go to one of my patrons. Got to make that clear. I mean, I'm going to have also show you something very soon for a giveaway for my subscribers, because I appreciate you equally. I mean, it's awesome that I have so many subscribers. I really appreciate everything you do, but that game is going to my patrons. So go become a patron, and you'll be entered to win that by the time that I give it away. So do that, and that's fantastic. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the subscriptions, all the likes, all the shares, all the comments. It's great. I love chatting with you guys about these games. Tell me what you think of Darkest Night. Sorry I flubbed up and had to correct the course on the events, but we got everything straight by the end, and we're good now. So talk to you in the next episode, and I'll see you soon.